to talk to you about one of the most invaluable reports that Strongpoint has to offer. It's called What Changed? And this is an ongoing cumulative list of all the changes that are happening in your account from the time Strongpoint is installed and documenting your account. It's going to give you that complete picture of any of the material changes that are happening in your NetSuite production account or sandbox, if that's where you're installed. And it's going to have a summary of all the changes happening as the most recent are at the top and going descending. We also have a lot of filters here that you can use to narrow down your searches, but this also helps from an admin perspective to see what's happening at a 360 view of your account. So a couple of examples of what those change logs look like. We can see this list here. I can see a whole bunch of changes happening in my account, from deployments to script files, to set up preferences. If I look here, I can see that I have some chart of account changes. And so I'll go through a couple of those to show you what exactly Strongpoint is capturing in your account. So for example, this would be a script deployment change log, and I can see just looking at this from the search view that it's a change that somebody named Leo made in our account. It required a change request and was not compliant. But even if I'm not using this from a compliance perspective and just from a monitoring perspective, I can go into this and I can view this change log and see that Leo over here created a brand new script deployment, and it's associated to this script. And so I get a little bit of information that that's happened. So nothing too exciting. The next one that I can show you, so we have a workflow that's approving journal entries. It's a basic workflow, but I can see here that somebody named Valerie, who may or may not be me, made some changes to this. And I can go in here and I can see what those changes look like. So let me show you a better one. So in this case, this workflow, I changed it from released into testing. And so that's something that somebody should be aware about, right? That this workflow is no longer released, that it's now in testing and not live anymore in the account. So that's an example of a workflow one. Some other change logs just to find out what's going on. I can see here a user role. There's been a couple of user role changes. So I can dig in and click view to see that detail. I can also see it from the list view here. So if I go over here, I can see that Valerie now has the inventory manager role. That was added on June 24th. And the other thing that's exciting is that this role now has a permission change. So something else that I'd want to dig into, right? So now I've given edit to the journal. So I can see that permission's been added. So a lot of very useful information. If I go over here, I can see some chart of account changes, right? So these are things also that you'd want to be aware of that are happening in your account and who's making those changes, when that actual change is happening. So just to this point as well, we have the change log. You might see a time difference. So that speaks to how Strongpoint, works in your account when there's room and we don't overtake any other process. So some chart of account changes. And then, some field changes. I can see here that somebody changed this field type from integer to decimal. And so that's the word in the background of NetSuite for decimal. So again, this may have some impacts down the line that I'd want to know about. And then last but not least, I have some body field changes over here as well. And so I've applied this from to the journal record now as well. So it's telling me that this is now applied against the journal record. So a lot of useful information that Strongpoint provides.